We were attacked by a lycanthrope, a werewolf. I was murdered, an unnatural death. And now I walk the earth in limbo until the werewolf's curse is lifted.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back, everybody. Hey, welcome back. So, I'm JB Webb. This is the JB Webb Show, and we have another local legend interview that we're going to provide for you, and we hope you enjoy. This week, we interview Joseph Martens. We went out to the Sunday's Farmers Market down right there on Lake Eola, and it's right in the middle of downtown Orlando. And Joseph Martens plays music in the beer gardens most of the Sundays out there, and this week he took a break from his set, in the middle of his sets, and chatted with us. So we hope you enjoy this local legend interview with Mr. Joseph Martens, a great contributor to Orlando's culture, music, and he's also an activist through Heartstringsmusic.org. I'm JB Webb. We'll be back with more. Thanks for hanging with us. Go to WJBWnetworks.com if you want to get involved or you want to help these interesting people that we interview with their causes or go support them with their art or music. All right. See you later. Hey, what's up? It's JB Webb. I am here outside in the world at the Sunday's Farmer Market with a local legend. It's about the only place I could catch him. He's a busy guy. His name's Joseph Martens, and he has a hell of a fantastic background in music, especially here in Orlando, and we're going to find out some more about him. So let me shut my fat mouth and say thanks, Joseph. How you doing, bud? Good to see you.
It's good to be here. I don't know about local legend. I feel like I need to be a lot older.
Well,
like a walking cane or something.
You definitely, no, you got...
I got a lot of gray, though. Definitely, it's coming in everywhere. I don't want to get too specific, but everywhere.
well, you're definitely a local legend because of the time, energy, and effort you put into the community, especially around music. You do a number of festivals throughout the years. You do a lot of you're a traveling musician as well, and you call Orlando your home. So we're grateful and happy about that. But maybe if you could peel back for us a little bit, since my technical issues, the way I wanted to do this kind of failed, and this is the first time I'm doing a live interview with a local legend, so I appreciate your patience. But maybe if you could just reel back a little bit and give us, a sense of kind of how you got involved in music and a little origins.
Well, I was born a poor black child. Stealing Lines is one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
My other home, the home I was born and raised in, is Nashville, Tennessee. I moved here around 92, 93, and I fell quickly into a local open mic that was hosted by Jim O'Rourke, local singer-songwriter, guitar player, and we became friends, and I became a regular at the open mic, which was at the what was Yab Yum, no longer around, unfortunately. And at some point, there was a handing of the baton, and I started hosting, and then I moved it into more of a band orientation. We still did acoustic stuff, but I welcomed bands to come out and play, and we moved it into the Go Lounge. And fast forward, that just, doing the open mic thing really led me to be able to do, to meet a lot of musicians and network really quickly. And I find that to be good advice for anybody that's moved into a new area. They want to get established. They want to meet potential band members. They want to get a band started. They want to get involved in projects and know what's going on. local open mics are a real good way to do that. And I got lucky because the one that I got involved with had some of the best musicians in town and some of the same people that I know to this day. And that eventually led me to meeting the guys who I formed Hindu Cowboys with, which is a band that I still play with. It's alt country, classic country. And then meeting other people, like my wife, who I met later on through, these circles of connections overlap. And she's a local singer-songwriter, fiddle, mandolin aficionado, and she's definitely a big part of my musical life as well as my personal life. And
it was one hell of a pairing. I mean, that's incredible. That's kind of what defines fate when you're like these two people are together. So that's super interesting. With all of your work that you kind of started out was really pretty organic sounding, plus all your talent. You had the talent, you had the chops. I guess to kind of stay nimble on this, was it the same way you got involved with the big festivals that you do? I mean, hundreds of people come to all the festivals you're a part of and you host each year. You just did something big last night, I think, right? At the Plaza. So how do those kind of organically come together? You were on the radio for a while. My favorite show, it still is Sunday Morning Coming Down. Yes, sir. And so maybe take us from how that kind of started after the collaborations and things like that.
Well, it was a natural progression, I think, just being lucky enough to have met so many musicians and get to play with them over the years. I mean, I hate to oversimplify it, but it really does boil down to the more you play, the more you play. Yeah. So the more you're out there playing, even if there is only a handful of people, it's better than just sitting around in your living room playing for your cats.
Right.
And that's fine too. You got to woodshed your songs, but I guess I had something in me that you want to call it stupidity or naivete that I thought, I need more irons in the fire, so I'm going to start hosting large events that involve dozens of bands, and it's very stressful, and but it's rewarding too, and because I've tied much of what I've done with these larger events into charity work, it's there's a reward that transcends whether or not you have enough people to show up, because it's for a good cause. And that cause is an organization I started called Heartstrings Music, which you can find online at heartstringsmusic.org. And we, the Lennon tribute that I host every December here in Orlando, the Sunday Morning Coming Down Picnic Jam, which is a springtime event. Those are two events that I host to bring this community of musicians and bands together to play music and to raise money for a good cause. And every year with Heartstrings, it's a different cause.
Different individual usually, right? Someone that really needs help.
We used to do it. It would be for an organization, and over the years, it's been Mustard Seed or Habitat for Humanity, and some of the bigger names that everybody has heard as far as the charitable organizations. But more recently, I've decided to go towards a more personal route and making the money go towards an individual. This past Lennon tribute, for instance, was for Steve Guerin, who's a local singer-songwriter who has a need for a kidney transplant. And before that, I did it was the 6th annual Sunday Morning Coming Down, which I'm sorry, Sunday morning coming down.
Southern Fried.
Southern Fried Sunday.
Right, yeah.
Too many Sundays.
Your Sunday's your day, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, Sunday is a big day for me for music. And that was great. We hosted over 24 bands at 4 venues here in Orlando, and the money went for a young man, his family. Nick Pollock he has brain cancer, and he's been battling it for a handful of years, and it's we've heard this story time and time again where an individual and their families are besieged by medical bills that are astronomical, and then that's just, it adds insult to injury, the amount of mental, spiritual, physical stress that they all have to endure, and it just feels good to be able to do something with what your resources are. In my case, being connections with the music community here, and my ability to perform and be a part of that, bring that all together, and raise some money, hopefully, for a cause. It's kind of the best of all worlds coming together.
Well, and really that's why we wanted to bestow that our humble title of a local legend upon you, because that's really what we've witnessed you do. Besides making great music, playing great music, singing, you're helping people, you're getting people together, and you're doing it for a great cause. So you're a musician, activist, artist, if you will, all kind of rolled into one, and that's definitely hitting all of our criteria for individual who's a local legend here in Orlando. Most people can go check you out. I put a bunch of stuff up that I've worked with you on in the past and doing live broadcastings and things like that. They can check that out. They can go to martensmusic.com and Facebook page for all the different various bands. Juno Smiles with your now wife, Jesse, and Hindu Cowboys, of course, legendary here. You were doing country before people were like, oh, remember Sapphire back in the 90s, Hindu Cowboys, and it was like there were people there, but it wasn't as big as a vibe as it is now, So when you see the folksy and all that stuff and the country kind of coming back into mainstream America, does that make you feel good, or does that make you feel, how's that make you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's the classic country resurgence is definitely a nice affirmation. That's come back around, and individuals like Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, George Jones is a long list, and of course Chris Christopherson, that have been the appreciation that they've enjoyed in the past has sort of been recycled into a newer generation of appreciation, and that definitely helps our endeavor with what I do solo as well as with Hindu Cowboys, because people that's resonating with a larger audience. However, it is also frustrating though if you're in a conversation with telling people what you play and you say alternative country. That's not a term that people are completely, they're not as familiar with that as, say, if you say Beyonce or a household name, and if you mention a name of an artist that embodies alternative country and you say Ryan Adams, and they say, oh, Bryan Adams, that's still a little frustrating. And so it shows that we have come a long way in that music garnering a larger audience, but we have a very, very long way to go before we can honestly say that we're on the world stage, at least as far as Orlando is concerned. I know, that as much as Orlando has to offer talent-wise, I think that there's still a shadow, a long shadow that falls over much of our community from Disney. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that we get pigeonholed into this notion from people who have come to quote-unquote Orlando. They've never really actually been in Orlando. They've been to Disney.
This is Orlando.
This is where we are right now. We are downtown Orlando, which has an insane amount of music talent, a theater community, a community of visual artists, and they're all ready for the world stage.
Well,
and the one thing that we do lack, though, is a platform of musical industry that can propel it to a larger audience. And that's really what, to come back around, and what I attempt to do is to bring it to a greater level of attention to people. And who knows, maybe we can...
Well, let's start a radio station, man, on the internet.
I'm down with that.
All right, then. You heard it here first. I'm JB Webb. I'm speaking with local legend. Everything is going wrong for me with technology, so my camera is now out of time, my iPad and all that, and it doesn't really matter. Joseph, thank you. He's got to go back and play for the people in the beer garden. Come down here. Yeah, he's got to go back. So we appreciate you taking time on your break, man. I really do. I'll edit this up, make it all sound good. You're watching or doing whatever you're doing with us here at WJBW Network's JB Webb Show. Hang tight, we always got more.
What?